Hi, this is Sean Morgan from CoinYou.co, a crypto learning community for beginners. And I'm going to talk to you about crypto going up or down in 2018. As you know, in 2018, the prices of all cryptocurrencies pretty much, especially Bitcoin and the other major cryptocurrencies, went down for the most part. There was a huge market peak in December and January, and then a crash, and just kind of went up and down, and then pretty much down for the rest of the year. So I want to give you a little reminder that Bitcoin was invented in 2009 and Ethereum in 2014. And since then, you can see this graph with the Bitcoin. This is the wallet address growth, which is a pretty good indicator of the overall growth of Bitcoin. You can see pretty flat until 2014. And then since 2014, it's gone steadily upward. And same thing with Ethereum, flat for the first couple of years, and then it hit this inflection point and then steadily has gone up ever since. Um, so this is a graph here that shows different exchanges, crypto exchanges. So in 2014, Coinbase users really started to go up. This is by the millions, 2 million, 4 million, 6 million, 8 million users, and then parabolic, just straight up. Um, Binance went parabolic here and continues its growth upward. And this is the orange one is Bitfinex, so steady growth upward. So there are about 24 million Bitcoin wallet addresses. That doesn't mean there are 24 million users, but just to give you an idea of how many Americans use Bitcoin, about 70% of Americans have heard of Bitcoin, and about half of the young people in America are interested in using crypto instead of regular money. About 5% of Americans hold Bitcoin, and about 18% of US students have owned crypto at some point. So, America is the biggest market for cryptocurrency. The second biggest market is Japan. About 14% of the young men own crypto in Japan. And South Korea is the third largest market with a very high penetration rate for adults, 33%. About one third of Koreans are into crypto. So, just regarding the adoption of decentralized applications in 2018, it wasn't a very pretty picture. It wasn't what everyone hoped. Uh, we're looking at Ethereum has the most robust community of developers and projects, ICOs, but EOS definitely has a lot of growth recently, and most of the projects are related to betting, to exchanges, decentralized exchanges, to gaming, and we're just looking at a couple of thousand users. Really, nothing amazing. One project, one decentralized app that is being used a lot is Steemit, which is kind of like a decentralized medium where people post blog articles and stuff. So it's a social media site. 5 million users. Retail adoption. Some companies dropped crypto in 2018, but some of the major payment gateways started to accept crypto, like Stripe and some of the other ones. So institutional adoption, there's some big moves like Fidelity launching a whole custody solution and trading platform, and the New York Stock Exchange doing futures trading. So big things are happening in the institutional level. Um, Looking forward, 2019, there are some things that could cause more adoption, and that would be two of the world's most populous countries, China and India, could legalize crypto exchanges, and that would mean a lot more legal users. There are already users in China. Some of the biggest crypto projects in the world, like Binance, EOS, and Neo, are Chinese companies. So I think China has a huge potential to onboard a lot of users in 2019 if the regulation comes in. Um, Other things is that these big uh, applications like Kick and even Facebook and WhatsApp and gaming platforms, they could add a cryptocurrency or they could make their app blockchain based. That would cause a lot of users to be onboarded instantly. Something to keep in mind is that the development for a lot of these projects can take more than a year. So some of the things that were started last year are just starting to come online now. There are also these major retailers that are interested and already investing in blockchain, and they may introduce payments in 2019, like McDonald's, Walmart, Amazon. Could be millions of people coming on in 2019. Um, this is a graph to show the similarity of internet adoption to crypto adoption. As you can see here in the graph, it shows um, first couple of years are somewhat slow, but once it hits an inflection point, it starts to go parabolic. And so that means at about 5 years in, that's when things really start to move. So we're still early. We're still at the 1994 level, if you want to compare it to internet. And just remember that there was a tech stock bubble, just like there was a crypto bubble last year. And people made money, they lost money, but in the long run, people who held for a long time, they made a lot of money off of those tech stocks. So if you want to think more about this in the big picture, think about companies, the biggest tech companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Apple. They really have almost a centralized or dictatorial control over our identity and our data. And so as people decide they don't want to just be forced into accepting their terms of service agreements, there will be these new social media and other types of projects that are blockchain based that will really prioritize privacy, user empowerment, control over data, transparency. And then people are going to really shift from the big tech centralized companies, these data cartels, to the decentralized model. So that's it for now. If you want to learn more, go to coinyu.co.